There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again. And then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, you said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence on this, holy crap, on this 2 February 2022, man, January, woo, good Lord have mercy, January, what a month. WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments Monday edition. Here to talk to all the news and stuff that's happening right now. I'm pretty hyped up because tonight we have a guest. Sort of kind of a guest. Well, it's a guest, soon to be a host. A guest. We're going to have Arielle Jordan. Dr. Arielle. She's going to come on, Dr. J, and we're going to shoot the breeze and talk about a bunch of stuff, talk about her, her career and her experiences, and then we're going to jump right into it. And I'm excited. This is the second announcement, well, quasi second announcement, because after that, you're going to start seeing marketing items and propaganda for the reset. And I'm excited. Man, I'm pumped. The whole team's pumped too to have Dr. J joining. Well, I'll go ahead and just I'm just like to blab anyway, so I'll keep going on this right here. But we are excited. I see all the chats. All right, hey, what's up? I haven't slept in 2 nights because the sleep is okay. I guess that's cool. Okay. So, we've been getting a lot of stuff in the inbox about shutdown and furloughs and all that. And I will say that right now, currently, that there is supposed to be, we're in a partial shutdown. So, House Speaker Mike Johnson gave a prediction saying that when we will have. I don't you hate that, this lead on stuff? Like, why don't you just come out and say it? Come out and say, I don't freaking know what's going on. We don't know. I don't know, but because we both parties suck and we don't know what's up. So he appeared on NBC News Meet the Press, and he says hopefully it will end at least by Tuesday, which separates DHS funding and allots a 2-week window for Congress to debate that topic specifically, while allowing the rest of the government to move along to see if it works. I've yet to see the government work. I think a lot of us are getting tired of the government not working enough. A lot of our elected officials are bickering and bantering and on Twitter, or X as it's now called, as opposed to getting the exactly that PIQ. And we're going to cover that in a minute. Going back and forth on whose fault it is, who's finger pointing and all that stuff. And a lot of I would say the American people on both sides are pretty tired of it. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Fix something. Fix it. So, hey, can you guys see the stuff that's currently, okay, hang on. I need to double check to make sure. I saw a little, oh, there was a little drop there. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. At any rate, yeah. So seeing all this bickering back and forth, I think Americans are just do something, fix it. I get it. Everyone's problems have been stewing for a long time, and then they wait for the right political moment to use that as leverage on whatever. It just seems like shit happens to where timing happens. The timing of it gets together, and then all of a sudden, oh, now because of all the ICE activity across the country, now all of a sudden, oh, we're gonna have to decide if we're gonna fund it or not, or whatever. And then of course everyone's out there throwing out their own 2 cents. So I noticed that the Epstein files got released. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see all the news and fake news? I don't like saying fake now. I would say straight BS that people are spreading about what they see, what they want to see in the Epstein files. Everybody's in it, it seems like. So if you're politician that you want to ride or die for, or over 3 million files have been released, so more than likely, you may not have one of your fave politicians or music artists that are involved in the Epstein drama. It's nuts. I mean, it is nuts seeing everybody's name come up, all these CEOs, and everybody like to talk about, oh, what's going on with the Epsteins? Oh, Epstein's files. And this is, man. Woo. Lord have mercy. The hypocrisy on it, what makes it funny is that they only seem to be going after certain people, but not talking about, only 3 million files have been released, right? I want to see all that shit. I want to see everybody. I want to see all that. And stop talking. Hold people accountable. Don't talk about how things didn't go this way, or because a politician didn't vote this way or whatever. If these files are released, it'll bring down the whole. No, bring it down. Bring it all down. I like to see it, yeah. Maybe somebody will be held accountable for something. Who knows? But I just think it's funny as hell to see the back and forth finger pointing, going, not me, no, whatever. And then all of a sudden you see the files. Now, some of the files now, you guys got to be careful. Some of these files and some of these images that are being posted are not legit. They are not legit images. And so I think you guys got to be careful when you start spreading that information, saying, did you see what Trump did? Did you see what Clinton did? Did you see what Elon did? Did you see? You guys got to be careful with that stuff. Someone said that they've already posted they got a website ready to go, and you can just search the website to see if anybody's in there. Find your person. Find the person that you think or whatever. Trying to get the T on somebody on the Epstein stuff. We should search. That's a good question. Matter of fact, okay, let's just check it out. Let's see. Epstein files lists. Let's go. Let's see it. I didn't want to talk about the Epstein stuff, but okay. Epstein has a list of power people named in the Epstein files currently. And of course, everyone talks about it in the news. Everyone's talking, Elon's in it. And what about the other people that are in it? Like co-founder of freaking, what's it, LinkedIn or something like that, supposedly is in it. Again, I've not sifted through the files myself. I've not gone through whatever. So I kind of want to see. Matter of fact, let me go open it. Let me just open this up. See, all right, let's walk through the Epstein files. Let's see this stuff. I want to see this right here. Here we go. First thing that asks you. Oh wait, hang on, my bad. Let me get this right so that way I can see, you guys can see, and we can talk along, and you guys can type your names. We can see what names. Funny one, yeah, accountable, right? Exactly that. Funny one is that UK Lord Peter Mandelson doubted it being genuine because of the typos. Right when it aired on the BBC, he opened a file by accident of him apologizing to JE for all his typos. Now he's resigned. Should be in prison. I sifted through a number. PIQ's on it. There you go. See Bill Gates like Russian hookers. Yeah. So I was like 18. Verify. Thank you for verifying your age. All right. What are we sharing? What are we dropping here? I want to see. Okay. Blah blah blah. Search. Okay. Here we go. Here's all the files that you go on. You go on justice.gov/Epstein. And you'll be able to see all the files for yourself. I don't even know where to start. Let's see. Clinton? Do you want to start with Clinton? Let's see. Everyone's like dropping. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Look at that. I'm not going to open every single one because it's just too long. Too, all that stuff on the Clinton. Look at that. There's several pages on here. Shit. Exclusive Clinton divorce crisis. What was that one you were saying about Bill Gates? Let's see. There's 3,300 results. 2,500 reserves. 2,547. Bill Gates. Yep. Yeah, there's a bunch of them in here. You should refresh the page. If it says no result, refresh the page. PIQ's already given us the streets. If you read some of the emails, it reads like a 15-year-old. Yeah, I noticed that. Some of them too. So you guys can just, I'm just searching who else. Let's see. Elon Musk. Now, mind you, I'm doing this from the website myself. So, Elon Musk isn't in here. What's up with that? I typed that right. Yeah. Okay. So why is he not in here? Why is he? I thought everyone was talking about him being in there. Okay, Trump. 4,800 times. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of questions. You know, attorney's office files, Pseudo Foundation, Trump and his old children. Yeah, so he's in there too. Who else? How do you spell Hillary? Oh, goddamn, Ken. Why are you bringing me in this? The hell did I do? She's in there 694 times. So. Try Elon M. Okay. you guys are walking me through this stuff. Okay. So Elon M. No, nothing. Typing as we speak. There you go. Exactly that. So Hillary's in there. See, Bill, did we already do Bill Clinton? God damn it. I told you not to bring me involved, Ken. Thought we was pesos. Yeah. 1,200 results. Over 1,200 results. 1,264 results. Let's go. Look at that PIQ. You're losing. Are you like losing it in the chats? You should type like this. You should find out more. Who else? Someone was telling me about check Beyonce while you're on air. Beyonce's in here. Now again, just because they're in the files, it could be 99 results. It could be just by mention or something like that, or what they were talking about. Hang on, let me put this right here. So nothing is like Pip says in the chats. Nobody's gonna be held accountable for it. There's some of the Grammy stuff. Let's see Putin. Let's see if Putin's in here. Oh yeah, Putin's in there like 1028. Elon looked to be trolling. Okay. He's definitely reasons why we have microtransaction. He was talking to Activision. Yeah. Putin, Biden. Also, why does he say he's not confident? Oh yeah, Biden. Yeah. See Hunter Biden. See if he's in here. Dang, he's only in there 107 times. Counterintelligence, Fox News. It's just a bunch of data sets in here. Like I said, I'm just, these are name mentions. I'm not going to go into each and every one because some of the ones that I've seen over the web have been pretty vulgar and shit. So, Patrick goes, Nancy Pelosi. Ooh, that's a good question. There you go. It's 132 times. Judy Parler must really dislike Nancy Pelosi. Under the headline, Gall of Nancy Pelosi. What Nancy Pelosi is really doing with the Mueller, and right now Baltimore Post really is doing with the Mueller report. The Gall of Nancy Pelosi. Under the headline. So a lot of it, again, just because they're mentioned doesn't mean they've been involved in, it could be Epstein talking shit about people. And, yes. Ooh, I'm glad you brought that up about fucking Steve Bannon. He's got pictures of him and shit. Glad you brought that up. Let's see. He's in there 1,800 times. And a bunch of questions asking about boss. Steve Bannon, wow, did PNs come back? Yeah, dude. Yep, it was a good one. Appreciate that one, Mike. Let's see. That is crazy, man. Again, justice.gov/Epstein. It's going to verify your date of birth and stuff like that. Make sure you're over 18. Some of these items, again, yeah, please be advised certain portions of the manual are readers. Yeah, I'm not opening all this stuff because I don't want any of the platforms to kick us off and all that. And I know there's some individuals that Bannon said, yeah, you ain't lying. As a matter of fact, let me pull that up. Hang on, I got a message here that not a message, but a friend of ours mentioned this too. Things about some shit about him and Bannon. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we'll go back to the list in a minute. Yeah, here it is right here. Epstein and Bannon right here. So of all the people who are asking for fucking accountability and how come this person needs to look into everybody, man. Look, I mean, that dude had his fucking fingers in everything. What about a tinfoil like a Wayfair and a pizza place? Are they mentioned? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, hang on. Let me go back to what were you saying? The pizza place? You talking about Pizzagate or something like that? Look at here. Okay, C-Band is definitely in there. What about the tinfoil? Okay, what was that? Wayfair. Okay, let's see. I know that conspiracy theory stuff. Whoa. 391 results. Wayfair's in there. Again, you got to dig through it. I don't want to dig through a bunch of files and shit and then have something pop up that's going to get us booted. So, what was the other one? Pizza? You just want to search pizza and see what happens? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of pizza references in there. Yeah, 873 results. Music Row, Hollywood. I went down this. Yeah. What's that? Music Row. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Holly? What you talking about? Boy, you guys, okay. Bannon and Epstein had over his house in 15 hours interviews, rehabilitation. Yeah. Just before. Yep. Marina A. Okay. And you guys are throwing a bunch of codes at me now, I think. I hope you guys aren't activating some Manchurian candidate out there that's going to come in and 20 results. I guess these are all meetups and stuff like that between the government of Virgin Islands relating to the construction of a hotel, a marina housing project, Marina A, 5-year campaign, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. See how far that one goes. That one's got kind of my curiosity. Let's see what name's in there. Who was the other one in there? Someone said LinkedIn. Yeah, I guess there was one of the co-founders of LinkedIn. Was involved? What was his name? Reed or some shit like that? Let's see. Whew, yeah, 7,000 results. Lord have mercy. Emerald, see how there was an equals. I saw that, yeah. Yep. Wine Garden. Who the fuck is Wine? We talking about Randy Weingarten? Fucking. Hang on. Randy, was her name? Randy Weingarten was her name? She was like the director of education. Oof. That's 17 results. Now again, just because you're named, it could be Epstein involved in trying to involve you in some shit, trying to get you to do something for him, or there might have been a discussion in connection with all that. Again, I'm not opening this up. I'm just, somebody asked me if I'd go over the Ellen DeGeneres. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 14 results. She's in there too. Reed, no, I'm talking, oh, Reed like in Harry Reid? Oh, okay. Ooh, that's a good question too. Yeah, you know. Harry Reid. Oh, yeah. Wedding ring for Harry Ring. Yeah, oh, man, look at that. He's in there. He's been at 46 results. Again, may not be nefarious, may not have been doing some shit. Epstein probably could have been trying to use them for leverage or whatever, or could have involved with some of the shit that he was doing. Again, the Vanderbilts that built the one in the Biltmore. Yep. Wait, type in what pseudo RF persistent. Type that in the command bar. I dare you. What are you talking about? I don't know any. You guys are trying to make me like do codes and shit here. I'm just going over the fact that the Epstein files are loose, and again, over 3 million files. And then one of the things that I'm glad you brought that up about Harry Reid, because he was the one that he had learned of evidence in direct conversation between the Russian government and Donald Trump. So again, that's what he talked about as well. The Vanderbilts, yep. Ooh, Prince Harry. Oh man, you guys are giving me some good ones. Let me see. Again, justice.gov/Epstein. Prince Harry. He's only in there 49 results. Interview, comments on for Prince Andrew. I like this. Yeah, I think that a lot of this has to do with Prince Andrew. Yep. Madonna. Oh, okay. Oh man, let's see what she's. 192 results. Adam Sandler's on there. Doran Monam. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Let me see. Adam Sandler's in it. Really? Is he in there? No way. $55 results. The Queen. That'll reformat your PC. Yeah, I'm about to say I don't do that shit. Why are you freaking having me do some stuff that? It's like saying here, download this USB drive. Download what's on this USB drive. Nah, man. Why are you trying to get me to do some stuff like that? Yeah, again, Jason, just because he's in there doesn't mean. Matter of fact, let me see what he. I don't want to. Dude, it just feels bad trying to open up a file in here. Let me see what happens. Open up one file. There we go. Let me open this up. There we go. Here's one of the documents. So it's not a download. It's only a. It looks like it's a. It's just you don't have to download it. So hang on. Give it some of the finger. Blah blah blah. Basic Bonner cultures. Blah blah blah. Brings back to blah, Adam Sandler of his day. So yeah, see he's mentioned there, but yeah, exactly. Just because somebody's mentioned in there doesn't mean there's some no-nos happening. See what's the next one on here? We're opening it. Fuck it. Finger from blah blah blah. Giving some of the fingers. Yeah, exactly. So Saddam. You know what? I'm a Saddam Hussein. Okay. That's a good one. If I can spell. I'll freaking spell his name again. There we go. Holy shit. He's got 199 results. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Pip. I think it's just a word scraper, just picking up certain words. Hang on, let me find this one right here. You guys are seeing this the same as me. I'm not changing nothing. I'm just showing you guys the same thing. So this is from G Vacation, blah, blah, Fatah, glorifying inciting hatred. He's talking about Saddam Hussein in general. He's got a lot of stuff dropped here. Stuff's insane, man. All right, what's the next one here? Let's see what the other data set 10. It's their name, blah, blah, blah. Children, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Ran the Iacocca. Iacocca says, I am. Chairman coincidence. Oh, yeah, see, it's almost like he's almost like he's the purveyor. Now, here's the thing. I'm glad somebody brought this up. Didn't somebody say, didn't he admit to be Q? Which that's another thing, too. This right here looks like a Q post or something mimicked of the QAnon cult or QAnon, whoever the fuck it is. Remember this stuff right here? Yeah, this is the stuff right here. Some of the stuff that QAnon looks like a QAnon post. Iacocca stands for I'm a chairman of Chrysler Corporation America. Coincidence? Consider the following examples. Bush stands for beat up Saddam Hussein. Clinton stands for call Lewinsky. I need the oral now. Osama stands for oh shit, American missiles again. Yeah. So let's see. What's the next one here? Yeah, exactly that, Mike. That's exactly what it is. It looks like some of those old email chain forwards. You know, I'm glad you brought that up, Mike. There is a lot of individuals currently right now on Facebook that have discovered that trend and that trend of forwarding stuff, and they're using that for their fucking Facebook posts now, which is crazy. And these individuals that post this crap are like, oh, everyone's like, oh, you're so smart. You're such a purveyor of knowledge and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, that's like a joke that I heard forwarded on an email account years ago. Before search judge. Okay, what judge you want me to search? Judge who? Holly? Judge Judy or something like that, or just judge? Because there's like 9,300. So yeah. Which judge you want? Judge who, Holly? Did you have a specific judge in mind? Because there's a lot of judges in here. That's funny. I followed you guys on Facebook when I had one. When you had an email, or when you had a Facebook, yeah. Yeah. So this is crazy. See all this stuff right here. What's another one here? What? Search Goyim. Is that about Epstein talking about that? Everyone's saying he's been dropping that term, I guess. Goyim. I only see it a couple times. Unless I'm missing something. Or did I spell it right? So that's on that one. Did you say you want me search country? Search country music stars? Okay. You know, my go-to is always going to be Dolly Parton. Let's see. She's in there 12 times. Again, just go back over to saying some of this stuff looks like it's just mentions and stuff like that. Let me see what this says about. Yeah. The Queen and Dolly go to heaven. This is like, again, exactly that, Mike. It's all it is. It looks like a freaking joke space. As a matter of fact, I've seen some people that are pretty prominent influencers on TikTok and all that stuff post jokes like this. That's fucking Photoshop as hell. You guys are gonna get my shit pulled. John Roberts, Sam Allison, Judge Judy. Oh, now hang on. I'm gonna go back to this country. Reba McEntire. Reba. Let me see if Reba's in there. She's on there 11 times. Again, this could be just, yeah, this is just talking about freaking mentions. Does it again? And that's what people are running with, that want to play their agenda, their political agenda left and right. And just because somebody's mentioned in these fucking files, means nothing. It could be nothing more than a mention, as in like this right here, holiday stations, blah, 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 Kanye West, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's just talking about going to a fucking concert. John Tober, Simon Allison, Clarence Thomas. Ooh, Clarence Thomas. Let me see that one here. Now this is just fucking fascinating. It's like morbid curiosity, right? Yeah. I feel like we should not be watching that. I know, doesn't it feel like kind of like, ugh. But you got to fucking know people wanted to see him. He's in there only 27. I see there's a mention Clarence Thomas, so I didn't know. Joe Marciano, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here's the one that everyone was talking about him. The individuals who are claiming, who stake a claim that said that this happened to them and that happened to them. Again, every one of these, man, need to go good through. I can't say some social media platforms will throttle or, you know, mute the post. Search Heath Barlow. Okay, Heath, if you pop up, man, I'm gonna be looking at you funny. Nada. You're not in there, bud. Ooh, George Soros. Okay, yeah, let's see that one in there. Yeah, he's in there 120 times. I'm trying to see something that's like of interest of whatever. Oh, here, right here. There we go. George Soros and Richard Branson, loved your question about dictators hiding money. How is, I don't know what that is. All this looks like code stuff. You were sweating, Heath? Oh, man. Steve, oh, yeah, Stephen Hawkins. Yeah. Oh, wait, what happened? Did you see that? Did you see that shit? I have people just like trying to get in my shit now. I'm going to have ice show up in front of my house. Hang on. What was the next one? Steve Hawkins, you said? Hawkins? Am I pronouncing spelling his name wrong? Is it Hawkins? Hawking? I don't know. I don't freaking know, dude. See, I'm looking at it right. Steve Hawkins. Okay. There we go. Let's see. He's not in there. So why are they saying he's not in? And why are they saying he's in? I've heard people say he's in there, and he's into like midgets and shit or something like that. Rothschild. Let me see if there's a. Ooh, man. 11,000, I should say, not 1,100. 11,000 results. Holy crap. 11,888. 881, I should say, not 88. Yeah, they're in there. All the Rothschilds. Man. All right, what else? Hang on, let me double check to see something right quick. Let me see something else. I don't want this to get posted on the stuff while I'm searching. Let's see who else. So we looked at Elon. He was in there. You guys said Prince Andrew. Do we find the Prince Andrew name? Of course, Clinton and all this other shit. So, somebody said Howard Lutnick. He was President Trump's Commerce Secretary. Brett Ratner. I just noticed that everyone's asking questions about people against Trump. Why the fuck are you not going about like people who are like against, or I want nobody about freaking Clinton or Bush. Ooh, that's a good question too. Somebody asked me about Bush. I forgot to post it on there. Let me go back to window cap. Bush. George Bush. Don Lemon. You want to see Don Lemon? Okay. See Don Lemon. So George Bush is in there. 206 results. Again, just because they're in there doesn't mean, again, it could be nothing. Don Lemon's in there 13 times. I think this right here. Let's look at this right here. Yeah, these are just links. Don Lemon is mentioned. This dude's like freaking writing a whole freaking book. Okay, Dick Cheney. All right, Dick Cheney. 69 results. Let's see, I'm gonna pick one here. Yeah, it looks like what Mike said. It looks like these are just a bunch of follows and forwards. It's an article there. I don't know why they didn't like. I guess because it's an article, the kid's in there. I guess he's gonna article here about Senator Larry Craig gets caught soliciting men in a bathroom. Dick Cheney, there you go. There's your Dick Cheney one right there. Shoots a guy in the face. Remember that? Howard Dean. Howard Dean admits a primal scream. Yeah. Elliot Spitzer gets caught. I mean, some of this, if you look back at some of these old headlines, you're like, if they were out today, if they came out, individuals would be like resigning and quitting and I'm sorry's, posting all of their mea culpas all over the freaking place. But I don't know. For some reason. Yeah, chats with Steve Bannon are in there with who? We're talking about Wilma Mann? Robert Gates? What? Robert Gates. He's the former Secretary of Defense, isn't he? Yeah, that's our first one. Data set 11. Barack will hold a meetings. Washington top officials include Secretary Obama. That's about it. I don't see it. There's nothing else in here that is. It's like it's a news headline. Barack will hold meetings. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, exactly. So some of the stuff in here just looks like they're just news mentions or headline mentions. Let's see. 64 results. Okay, here's one here where he's actually writing about this. Okay, told you this was crazy. Next stop, blah, blah, blah. Call me at home. Ehud Barak met with Clinton. There's Robert Gates. Part of this meeting, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so not really. Michael Eisner. Ooh, that's a good one. Nope, not in there. No Michael Eisner. So I don't see that one in there. What else? Give me another name. Hang on, I'm gonna change tabs for a second, right quick. Oh, I thought this would be more. I don't see anything. Tom Hanks. Ooh, that's a good one. Tom Hanks. Now we're getting into freaking tinfoil shit here. Unless he really was. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. My bad. Doing window cap this again. He's in there. 45 results for Tom Hanks. Did Elon ever get invited to the White House? See, that's the thing. Everyone's like talking about how, you know, if Elon wanted to go to show up to these parties that he's hearing about, and then he fucking doesn't get invited, doesn't necessarily mean he's fucking doing some shit, right? Ooh, Joe Rogan. Ooh. Let me see if Joe Rogan's in here. Again, could be a mention. 45 results. Yep, he's talking about the, see, podcast. That's what I thought it was. He's talking about podcasts, talking about the, yeah, it's just, oh, man, that's a whole freaking, this is whole redacted out. Yeah. Oh, it looks like there was some new stuff in here that was redacted or something was redacted out of here. Yeah, so he's talking about Joe Rogan is being mentioned in here. Again, I'm just going through and just grabbing some. I'm not going on a hunt. This is from Dana White. This is some UFC stuff here. To Epstein. Oh, there's some FBI intel updates, I bet. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's a good point. Fauci. Boy, you guys are like... he's in it 187 times. Here's what time. We can talk about the vax now. We won't get deplatformed because I guess, you know, everyone's all pissed off that, you know, you can't you talk about the vax. Yeah, just a bunch of reports in here again. Again, 3 million files have been released. So it's not like, I mean, I'm pretty sure we could get some good multimedia autists to go in here and just tear this apart and be able to do that. I know some individuals are talking about getting some of these files and uploading into AI to get a good read. Hulk Hogan, man. Yeah, he's only in there for like 3 results. This looks like gaming up. Not so much of a bah. Oh my God, this is like court report. Palm Beach Reporting Service. Yeah, this is some court records. I don't know what it is though. There's talk of blood to reverse aging. People thought that shot was whack. Greta Thunberg. Okay. Is it Thornburg or Thornburg? Thunberg. Okay. Let's see why she would be in there. I don't think she's not even of age to. Her parents might have. Again, teen climate. There we go. News cable stuff. So this right, Capital Violence News. So is he was getting, it looks like, I don't know what the email address is up there, but was he getting FBI reports? That's what it looks like. Like an FBI situation update. Gary, Pee-wee Herman. No, not my Pee-wee. All right, let's see this right here. Nope, no Pee-wee. All right, his name was Paul Rubens, so let's look at Paul Rubens. I doubt he's in there. No, I shouldn't say that. Let's see if he's in there. No. Nope, nada. Okay. We already did Rothschild. We already did Soros. Makes you want to check the Onion for info. Ooh, that's a good point. Maybe the Onion was kind of like how in Men in Black, how Men in Black had the National Enquirer. That's where you got all your intel reports and stuff like that. So, yeah. Let's see some right quick. Yeah, for real. Hang on, let me see something else right quick. So don't look for. There was another news. Somebody talked about something about the news about it. Speaking of AI, I'm glad you brought that up about the AI stuff. Well, I brought it up about AI. Did you guys see about this freaking AI bot that's now that's been created and it's like they're talking to each other now and all that? Yeah, hang on. What was the other one there? Try someone you don't really like. Why would I want to try somebody I don't like? I don't want my business out there. has Gold Corp. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Let's see. Dude, if Gold Corp is in the fucking... Oh, man. if Gold Corp... As a matter of fact, let me shift... let me shift screens because I want everybody to see this. If Gold Corp is in here, I'm going to shit. Let's see. No way. Oh, this looks like it's a color of gold, and it's talking about the corporation. Didn't really. Man, I was hoping not to see. So yeah, it looks like a building. They're talking about different stuff in here. Well, you guys got me looking. I was like, oh shit, is Gold Corp really in there? Let's see. No, I don't see Gold Corp. Just Jason Dunlap. Kanye West. They had 4 AIs fight. Yeah, Blackwater. Yeah. Oh man, these are again. Well, I know some of these. I've not, like I said, this is the first time I'm looking at this thing on blah blah blah. You guys are gonna get me in trouble. Ooh, that's a good one too. Marsha Blackworm. Freudian slip. Blackburn. Oh shit, where are my manners? Get this window cap up right here. There we go. Ashes Nether 57 results. What is this? Wow. Holy crap. Vanna White. Nope, she's not in there. Antifa. You never know, man. Antifa? I don't know. Antifas. Oh, yeah, they talk about it. Looks like, again, it looks like they're talking about it again. Because this was just come back. This came back up again. I don't know why I keep it in a different search, but it looks like there's just a bunch of. Looks like he's got to grab some. Again, there has to be some definitive stuff in here that you want to look for. And Harry Reid, yeah, we did. We did like that one. What's up, Corey? Marilyn Manson. Okay, one more name before we go on break because we're running behind. I want to get the guest in here. So. Marilyn Manson. It's been a while since we've been report reading FC Maxwell. The report was in the following category, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who to contact. When I Google Ghislaine, Maxwell, prosecutor, you popped up. Don't know what, blah, blah. There we go. All the memories of Marlon. Yeah, see, there's something. Looks like they're talking about him. Memories of blah, blah. Yeah, some of the stuff I can't freaking. I don't understand it unless I see the whole context of the whole thing. It looks like it should just be like dated. Like it should be Chris Christie, Jack Nicholson, Daffy Duck. You guys are out of control. I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta set this up so that way we can get Arielle on here. So we'll get Dr. J set up and get her squared away. I'm pumped because we're going to have. Oh man, this is gonna be some good talks. This has been years in the making. This is feedback from you guys, and I'm excited because we're gonna have a fresh new face. And again, I'll let her tell her story when she arrives. So everyone, go ahead and refill your glasses, hit the latrine or the head or whatever branch of service likes to use, or go to the bathroom, and we'll be right back. So shots, stand by.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
is a candle, not a big fireplace. It's a girl with blonde hair and tears down her face. It's a lack of emotion, but the devil's so warm, with a sense of elation and souls being torn. Thought she was the problem, but I came to find that the thorns and the horns had always been mine. The devil in you and the devil in me are just part of the problem, as problems tend to be. You don't need explain. We can both feel the pain. It's alright to lose faith. Just don't lose this embrace, this devil in me. This devil in me. He met with my mother, said he's the son of a guy, and anybody who knows him is destined to rhyme. Plays the blues like he owns it, and breaks hearts like it's fine. But a lock is away when he's found the one, and he's cursed to this cycle, but he won't know he's there, since I won't let him die until his moment of despair. Oh, it's alright to lose faith. Just don't lose this embrace, this devil in me. This devil in me.
In the barracks where the madness breeds, a soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Woo! With our guest, Dr. J. Well, Arielle Jordan, I should say.
Okay.
Welcome to WTF Nation Radio's Monday edition. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's been a good day.
Yeah. Oh, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I know you've been busy doing a lot of things, running around, getting stuff knocked out. You just came from a meeting, correct?
I did. I was checking out the VFW meeting and letting them know what kind of things that is coming up in the community, and just making sure that we just put it out there, put all the information out there, and get the vets to join. And if we can just help one person, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I heard that. So tell us about yourself. I know, I'm sorry, I'm like, Bob. I've had coffee. Give me a break.
Hey, listen, sometimes we need it. So yeah, I'm Dr. J. I'm a veteran. I served in the Army and Army Reserves, and after my service, I went into mental health work because I kind of learned that I had to become who I needed, and that's what I did. So it took a lot of falling apart on the inside quietly that like nobody really knew, for me to realize, oh, there's actually a better way to do this. So let me go ahead and seek the education, and be able to help others do the same. So I know there's a lot of unspoken stuff that goes on the inside that we don't necessarily share with people. So I just try to normalize that for people and let them know, like, if we want to do it a little bit better or like a little less painful, then let's try it. Let's
Yeah.
just see what happens.
Yeah, no, exactly. So what'd you do in the Army and the reserves?
So I was a culinary specialist.
Oh
and
man, you were busting your ass then. Holy crap! Yeah,
I'm so glad you said that, because people think we had it easy.
No, man. I feel man. Like I said, I've been a first sergeant and serving. Leading and having to work with a DFAC, and one time I was coordinating some chow for some of the troops, and then I'm like, yeah. That means I have to be there, like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And the mess sergeant's like, there'll be somebody there. I'm like, there'll be somebody there at 2, 3 o'clock. Yeah, well, man, we split our shifts and this. I'm like, all right. And I always appreciate the cooks. There's 3 people you don't piss off, right? The cooks, finance, and supply, right? So you absolutely, you got to take care of them. So I mean, God, that must have been some. So appreciative on your on the quartermaster there doing that, because that's.
Oh yeah. I was like, when do we sleep? Like,
right. And it just seems like every time the Army talks about new combat feeding, and we're gonna do this, or we're gonna do that, and I'm like, I still see the cooks tired as hell. I still see the cooks. First sergeant, I don't know if I'm gonna commit, bro. You just if you're on detail and you're helping and you're the cook, you just do what you think.
Please.
Oh man, I have mad respect for that. That's one of those thankless jobs that the Army has. That when people when people dig on the cook, I'm like, dude, shut up, because it's you do that shit. You do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad you get it.
No, I'm just saying, man, because one of the things that makes me mad is that people don't, because the cooks, it's not like some MOSs, they don't do a lot of stuff in the rear, and then when they go to the field that they work. Well, a cook, they work all the freaking time. When they go to the field, they do their combat feeding, and they come back. They're doing their DFAC runs and stuff like that. So it's oh man, how long did you do that for?
We a total of 9 years with a little bit of a break in between, but yeah, like we still pull the guard duty, we still go to the range, like we do all of that.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
So what was it? I mean. So we're gonna dive back and forth into behavioral health stuff in here. Yeah, so we'll probably dig into that.
Cool.
Did you feel like sometimes, like there was nothing that, like, you were just worn the hell out, that you feel like there was nothing else? Like, did you feel like, man, why is it like this?
Yeah, absolutely. There are many days that I'm just like. Also, when there's like improvements that we could make, but we didn't, or like, if stuff like made too much sense, it's like we didn't do it that way.
Right.
Like
right.
Those kind of things, they would just really get under my skin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's also the rest of the Army too. But I heard also, and several cooks have told me about this, but where were you stationed at when you were in?
So Fort Belvoir, and then I also went in the reserves. I was in a unit in Romney, West Virginia.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, and Fort Belvoir was busy already. That's a busy post.
Yeah, Fort Belvoir was actually like, that was one of my favorite places to be. They actually didn't have the kitchen set up when I came there, so I got to have my hands in all the behind the scenes stuff, like making sure we get the right equipment and making sure that we stay on budget for things and putting together grocery lists and menus and all the things. So that was really cool and a great experience to be able to organize that, because they didn't have it.
Yeah, that was going to be the question, is like, someone remember the cook's frustration is like, we could really cook you guys up some good food. It's just the Army has specific guidance on how to cook. And then, because I have a friend as a cook or something like that, family members a cook, and they're like, cooking up this badass food. I'm like, why is this shit in that defac, bro? And they're like, this is what we can't cook. We have to cook this that the Army says we have to cook. So
Absolutely. You have to stay on the menu unless it's like your home unit.
Right.
Then you can do what you want.
Yeah.
So I used to have a lot of fun when it was just my home unit.
Well, somebody said it was like it was a CIP inspectable item too, that if you went off the recipe card, if you went off the script, then you got in trouble for it. I'm like, you're a cook.
Yep.
I mean, if you're cooking good food, why are you gonna get in trouble?
Yeah. and then how I grew up, we don't measure stuff. Like
right. That's what I'm saying.
You measure with your soul.
Yeah, exactly. That's real cooking right there. You know what I mean? You get that zest, that you throw on there.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I just again, every time I hear somebody's like, oh, well, someone's this and someone's that. Well, that person was a cook. I'm like, bro, if you've not been a cook or not served with cooks or been on details with cooks or not, whatever, just me being a private pulling KP was bad enough,
It was, absolutely.
You guys do it 24/7. Oh man. So you were only stationed at Fort Belvoir?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I when I joined, I went to Fort Lee for my AIT.
Mm-hmm.
So not necessarily stationed there, but that's where I did my AIT. And then for basic, I went to Fort Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through those different places, but I learned most of the culinary stuff at Fort Lee,
Mm-hmm.
and then moved on to Romney, and then I ended my career at Fort Belvoir.
And then the reserve stuff, you guys, I mean, that was just kind of like more when you did your AT or when you did your drill or battle assembly is what they call them now.
Mm-hmm.
So
and actually, I actually went to Germany too, like in one of my trainings, and it was Misau, Germany, and they had like it was so cool. They had a culinary show and stuff. Are you familiar with Misau?
Oh, girl, I was stationed in Germany for almost 10 years, man. Misau,
wow.
Ramstein, I'm all up in that place.
Cool.
Wiesbaden, Würzburg, and all that. Yeah, yeah.
Well, on the base, I got to learn from I got to learn from the German cooks and like how they make their food in the defect.
Mm-hmm.
And we even went to like a culinary show. It was a real fun time. I learned a lot. So
yeah, they're the Germans are specific on their stuff too. I just think it's funny how the Germans have a specific way, and then when you go off, like I remember making wings for some Germans, and they just flipped out because how I make chicken or how you make steak or something like that. They're like, where can I get more of this? Like, more of this. I cooked it, man.
In a good way.
Yeah, I was like cooking some. I don't know. You can't get it in the store. And then of course, this is better than KFC because in Germany they got KFCs there too. So,
yeah. One of the things that stuck out was making dessert and like not using that much sugar. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is how you make it sweet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. They have a better way to make it sweet without piling on like us. We'll freaking pre-diabetic by the time we're done with our desserts because we eat so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, okay. So what rank did you get out of? What was your rank when you got out?
Specialist.
Oh,
I got out of the specialist.
I'm about to say E4 Mafia on out.
Yep.
You're done.
Yep. Yeah,
awesome.
I joined when I was 17, and
wow.
so I was very young when I left, and then I had a lot of like setbacks later in my career,
Mhm.
and so I never wanted to be promoted. I was like, no, thank you. Towards the end though, I started to like overcome some of the challenges that I was like, oh, okay, so now I want to be promoted, but I already had a medical discharge started, so
okay.
it was like, all right, I guess I'll get out.
Yeah.
So
that's one of the. I'm glad you mentioned that too. There's a lot. That's probably one of the. I remember seeing a lot of med boards coming out of the cooks is because of the backbreaking work. I mean, you guys you guys got beat the hell up. I mean, I'm not laughing, but I'm like, God dang. You guys are like really just beat up. So
yeah, people like I remember like going to VA and stuff, and they'd be like, "But you're so young," and I'm like, "Yes," and I hurt. I hurt a lot.
Yeah, the reason why I just thought another reason why I'm missing some some discs in my vertebrae because all the constant bending over and picking up and oh man, yeah. So okay, so then that right there, how did it set off your new career? I mean, did it have at least a good taste in your mouth when you left, or something you could think you felt you could do better, or what did you feel when you got out?
I think the middle was ugly, but the end was better. I could start to see the light a little bit more and feel more motivated. And I got around some really good people. I had good leadership at
Mhm.
Fort Belvoir when previously I did not have good leadership.
Gotcha.
And there was it was a lot of racism that I experienced, like direct, not blatant, like very ugly.
Mhm.
So that was that was like the worst I've experienced in my life. And then when I left, I was like, "Oh, this is the army I remember." Like,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
it felt so much better. And that's when I was like, they're like, "Why are you still a specialist?" And they're getting on me and stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, so okay, so what do I need to do?" But
Right.
then yeah, so then the med board stuff came up and I was like, "Oh, crap." But it did plant a seed. And even when I remember one time we were on like a mobile kitchen trailer and it was over like 100 degrees outside. We were in Nevada and during like a 2 or no, it was like a 3 weeks training. And one of the things that actually got a challenge coin for that one, they were like, every time we went through this line, you were smiling and making jokes. And they're like, you just kept your spirit up. And I was like, huh. So I was even like helping people before I even realized I was helping
Right,
people.
right,
So
yeah.
that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
sometimes, yeah, because sometimes just being in a good spirit or good whatever helps somebody else out and you don't realize.
especially after like being in the desert all day,
Right.
like the chow is like supposed to be a happy time, where you're
Yeah,
chilling out for
exactly,
a second.
exactly, exactly. So you get
Yeah.
out. So you get out on your medical, and then now what's okay? Now what's getting you started on what is your I don't know what's that spark? What is it that everyone has that fire when they hit their stuff? Because I mean
Yeah.
you're pretty busy on the speaker circuit, and you talk to a bunch of individuals. So
Yeah.
what was the fire that got you to become to be a doc?
Yeah, so while I was in 2014, my daughter passed away.
Oh, so
She
sorry to hear
had
about that.
thank
I'm so
you. She
sorry.
had a congenital heart disease that was rare. It still doesn't have a cure. It's called pulmonary vein stenosis. And so I actually had her while I was still in the service. And like I was still in that unit that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any support. It was actually really terrible. And so I stopped being I stopped being a good communicator because I
Mhm.
was like, you guys don't care anyway. So my pregnancy was high risk. And then after she was born, 3 months later is when I found out she had a lethal disease. And so I took her to Boston Children's Hospital and we spent maybe like a year in and out of the hospital on trial studies. And so she lived to be 18 months, which is a lot longer than they initially told me. So
Mhm.
like there's a blessing in that. But then like when I came home, she passed away at DC Children's. And then my dad also had lung cancer from Agent Orange. He was in Vietnam. And so that like 3 months later he passed. So I'm like, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
And so that was like my break, where I told you I had a little break in my
Yeah.
career. So then I was like, well, put me back in because I don't know what else to do. And so that's when I got to be going to Fort Belvoir because it was a different contract. So I had wrote to be out of the army so I could take care of my daughter, and the IRR, they put me in the inactive ready reserves so that I could do that.
Mhm.
And then it's like right after I lost her and then I lost my dad, and I'm like, oh my God, just put me back in the army because I don't know what to do with myself.
Mhm.
So that was like the spark that got me back in.
Mhm.
And then the paperwork that I had started in West Virginia that was lost, like 5 years later, the paperwork starts to come back up. So as I'm getting out, it really sucked because I didn't want to then. So it was a mess. It was a
Mhm.
whole mess. But then when I got out, I was like, you know what? It doesn't have to stop here. Um, and I was like, well, how do people get through this? Like, this is the worst thing I've ever been through in my life. Like,
Mhm.
this really sucks.
Mhm.
And so I started to learn about psychology. I already had my associate's degree in business. So when I started to learn about psychology, I was like, whoa, okay, so our brains change when we have trauma. And I've had a lot of trauma. So oh my gosh, my brain has changed. That's why I feel different. But we're not really discussing how it can change again for your healing. And so I got really into psychology and I just fell in love with that part. And then I knew to make a difference, I had to get my master's degree because I worked at a substance abuse clinic helping people get off of heroin. And I worked in the court system a little bit, foster care, group homes. And then I realized, okay, to make a bigger impact, I need my master's degree and I need to become licensed. And so I did that. It takes another 3 years after your bachelor's degree to get your master's and your license. It takes longer depending on the state you're in. So then I was like, well, how many more years is it going to take me to get my PhD? And they were like, they were like 3. And I'm like, you know what? And it happened. So I got my master's 2020 when COVID happened. So I did the virtual graduation all by myself, and not able to celebrate and all of that. So I was like, what the heck? And I was working at Walter Reed then. So I was already applying the therapy to active duty soldiers. So I'm like, I found my place where I want to be, helping veterans and active duty. And so I'm happy. Let me become the next step, and let me help other therapists. Because what I realize is a lot of people outside of like military hospital and stuff, they don't have the knowledge to treat veterans like how we want to be treated.
Exactly.
So I was like, I'm gonna make it a point to like become a teacher or a mentor or whatever, just to help, And so that's why I say I had to become what I needed because I didn't really have that, but like other people do now, because I made it a point to make sure, hey, we look at this way. This is what's gonna help. We have different humor. Like we might make a we might make a different like a bad joke or or whatever.
It's a joke to us,
like,
but it's a bad joke to other people. People are like, why did you say that? I'm like, that wasn't funny. I thought it was funny as shit,
well, it got a little dark there.
Exactly.
So, but we don't need to throw up like red flags, it really is just like, oh, that's how that person gets through or jokes about stuff. Okay, cool. Now I know, so it's more of like data rather than, oh my gosh, this person is joking about suicide. Send them to the hospital, or something like that. We don't do that. Some people feel like they're better off not being here and that's how they joke about it, but if we know how to approach it, then we can talk about it. And there's no like penalty for that or anything.
Well, there should be a penalty to talk about it. That's because there's that stigma that we're trying to get rid of, you know what I mean, from in the veteran community big time. So then how long altogether then was your schooling before you got that PhD?
Whew. Okay, so let's see. I did 2 for the associate's degree. Then I did 2 more for the bachelor. So then I did 3 for the master's and then 3 more for the doctorate. So so total that would be what?
You ask me in math right now? Almost 12 years. Is that what you're saying?
Almost 10. I was gonna say I think it's almost 10 years.
So you got 2. Yeah. Okay. So we're both guys. We're both bad on the math. All right.
We're here
talking about
it.
Exactly. We're gonna talk about trauma and shit, not math. Want math? Go freaking study some freaking Einstein shit. Yes, 10 years. We're breaking balls, guys. Oh God. So once you became, so what did you get your doctorate in then? What was your doctorate in altogether?
So my doctorate is in counselor education and supervision. So that allows me to teach therapists how to be great therapists and also supervise them as well to make sure they're doing, the right stuff. So I love teaching. That's one of my passions as well. So I have a private practice where I do mental health therapy, but then I also will coach therapists or help them. Like one of the things I love to do is EMDR, which is the eye movement therapy. And oh my gosh, it's fascinating. So, I mean, the neuroscience behind it, I could geek out on that, but it moves people through their trauma a bit faster to a resolution. And that's like what the brain needs. A lot of times, like if we like fall and scrape our knee, we know it's gonna like scab over and heal, but like our brains can do that too. It's just we need a little bit of assistance to do that.
Right.
And it's fascinating when people get through that. That's the post-traumatic growth,
Right.
you
Right.
know, rather than the PTSD.
Right. No, I mean, so basically, you're like you're a therapist for therapists. You're a super therapist. You know what I mean?
Super.
I mean, basically, it's so in a nutshell. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know doctors, lawyers, and actors get really touchy when you mispronounce or misput them in their wrong spot. So you're specifically a trauma therapist then. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were talking about this new tech. Or this new type of procedures. How do you feel about the homeopathic, natural type of trauma, treatment, like ayahuasca and I'll say it, weed, and then or just little the au natural stuff. How do you feel about that, or how do you talk about that in being a trauma therapist?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, like during my intake, I just want to know it all. Like what am I looking at? And so I
Right.
just ask people to be honest with that part of
Mhm.
it. But it really helps a lot of people. So if it helps you, I'm a fan.
Mhm.
But if it's harming you though, and like it becomes this dependent thing where if you don't have it, you are now making bad decisions,
Mhm.
then that's a little bit different. So
Right.
I kind of just try to look at it case by case, like who's right in front of me, and I talk to them about it. A lot of people have seen wonderful things, and so I'm here for that. But if I notice like there's a toxic pattern or a toxic relationship with it, then I'm like, okay, let's actually discuss this,
Mhm.
and maybe you should try it this way.
Right. I was about
Or
to say, so
yeah,
you do advise like, hey man, if you're in a bad situation, you just need to punch out and just go ahead and stop. Or do you consider, like, I don't know, some sort of sobriety program? Just get out. You need to stop. You know what I mean? Because I know some people don't like to look at that stuff. They don't like to look at their situations that they're in.
yeah. I just want to know like how is it affecting your life?
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
be-
Exactly.
because if somebody's like, oh, I sold all my things, or something
Right.
like that. I'm like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
So how did
Yeah.
we get here?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And you're like, am I so? You ain't supposed to be doing that, man. You need, No, I got you, man.
Right.
It's just one of those things to where I don't. I always tell my friends, hey, man, and like I was telling you before, you're a therapist. I'm like the peer guy. I'm like, hey, you want to go smoke a cigarette right quick, and
Right.
let's walk you on over here. And, for example, I'd be like, let's go talk to Dr. J, because you need some. And I mean, sometimes that veteran humor, and I've been told that too, bro. You fucking up, or you messing up on something. Maybe you need to
Yeah.
check this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just create, King Smith had a question in there.
I always tell people, like, when we were in the service, didn't you have a battle buddy?
Right.
And like,
Right.
didn't you were supposed to know where your battle buddy was
Right.
everywhere you went.
Mhm.
And if you don't, then you better find out or fix it, right?
Right.
So like, why do we get out and we think we're supposed to do life's hardest things by ourselves?
Right.
Like, that's not it. That we need to fix that mentality.
Right. Exactly. And a lot of it is sometimes it's something that's so, because I know we always post on WTF Moments every week. We post a suicide meme. We post a meme about suicide, and here's all the phone numbers you can contact and all that. And some people just don't like talking about that either. They don't want to.
No.
It's just, I don't know how. I mean, as a therapist, how do you help somebody break through that stigma, especially for us service members or veterans to talk about it? What I mean, I know you probably have some intake, but what's the general answer for dealing with something like that, or something like that? Not somebody, but
Yeah, I think for me, I always leave room for what's not being said. And so like they may not tell me per se, but I leave room for that. So I'll say, well, there's this app that you could download that is free and it's through the VA, and it has where you can connect to the suicide hotline. So you can chat with them, you can text, and you can call. So if you don't want to tell anybody anything, that's fine. Call the suicide hotline. and talk to the veteran ones so they're familiar with veteran culture.
Mhm.
So I just kind of like put it out there to everybody. And that way, if there is that night at 2 a.m. where you're
Mhm.
really struggling, you're like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, yeah.
Then here you go. Here you go. Try this, you know. And so there's so many different ways to do it, but it really is like for me, it's like not forcing anybody. If they want to come to a safe space and they feel comfortable doing that, I feel honored.
Mhm.
But also, if they don't, I'm okay too. Just here's some tools just in case you get there, you
Mhm.
know. So that's kind of my approach.
I saw one of your posts talking about AI.
Hmm.
Uh, Everyone's back and forth on AI.
Yes.
So what's your take on AI in dealing with traumatic and the mental health services? What's your take on it?
I have a lot of fun with AI. So for me, I was like, I'm gonna create like my first one of the things that I did was like create this little plushy character,
Right.
and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use her to talk about hard topics
Right.
because I don't something with the eyes. Like if you
Mhm.
look at the plushie, it's a little bit it lands lighter, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, Also, it helps me as a content creator because I don't have time to be doing that all the time. So I did that. But there's apps. There's so many different ways we can use AI for the good.
Mhm.
So like, you know, some people use it in terrible ways, and you know that's on them. But there's so many ways that we can use it for the good.
Mhm.
There's so many ways where I can teach my therapist how to do their notes or something a little bit better that takes the burnout off of them because we just heard a lot of trauma in our session. So
Mhm.
like and we still got to write about it, you know,
Right,
in our
right.
note and or how to make your note in a way that we protect our clients, you know, and things like that when if you're dealing with somebody in the court system or something like that and
Mhm.
but they need to come to you and tell you the real deal, then here's how we write that note to protect them, you know, and those kind of things we need to discuss. But I use AI for like all kinds of stuff. So I'm all for it. And I use it for fun too, you know, just creating little prompts and doing the trends and stuff.
Di-
Because if not, like we gotta have fun stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I see some of the memes and stuff like that when people post something at AI. I'm like, I'm like, I'm back and forth on it. I'm 50-50
Yeah.
on it when it comes to, especially because it almost seems like, well, look, I'm not in this. I don't want. I'm trying to slam anybody in that works for the VA that've been trying, but I'm just saying the VA
Right.
itself. It's almost like, look, we got to try something because the VA. I mean, they let's see what happens with AI because you guys are fucking it up. I mean, there's like, I mean, I don't want to beat up the VA too much, but I'm gonna beat up on it a little bit. But God, there's got to be
Yeah.
something that there's got to be something else to where it gets the patient to think more by using,
Hmm.
you know, by getting the answers. I'm like, if I could have my phone AI tell me, you know, whatever. Hey, I think this is bullshit. What do you think? And then my AI is like, oh, Ken, don't do that because blah 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 blah, and then blah 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 blah. You know, something to kind of like give you like a
Yeah.
guide because you see some of the most archaic methods of treatment that AI will have something. See, everybody's asking. I already drop it in the comments. AI. This is from
Oh
Holly.
yeah.
AI will eventually make the most medical field obsolete. I'm all for it. King Smith says, can AI be used as a diagnostic tool that can also give treatment? That was going to be my question. Thanks, King. You the man.
Okay. Hmm.
So that was a question. I mean, can AI be used as a diagnostic tool that can also give treatment?
Yeah, no. I would say as far as like assessments, yes, it
Mm-hmm.
could ask the questions, right? Because we have certain tools like PCL-5. I forgot what PCL-5 stands for, but that's the PTSD scale. So
Okay.
so
Download that shit.
that
PCSD.
listen, that's the scale. That's what I
Oh, okay.
that's
Okay, I'm about to say because the AI would be like, "Ken, you are fucked up." No, I'm just kidding. Oh.
so
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
but that's the
I'm
scale,
doing
right?
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the scale, the PCL-5, right?
Right.
That's what we as clinicians use to diagnose PTSD. So
Mhm.
like that is already created.
Right.
That is already research. So if the AI or ChatGPT or something like that asks you those questions, then sure, that can help you it still can't diagnose you with
Mhm.
PTSD
Right.
or ADHD or autism or any of those things, right? But it can give you the scale that's already created.
Right. Okay.
And then as far as treatment, absolutely not. Like AI is created for you know, like it can support you in like I guess loneliness, right? Like
Yeah.
we can talk to AI and like get some feedback or whatever, but it's
Right.
not objective most of the time. So that's
Mhm.
actually quite dangerous,
Right.
you know. So it can follow you in your delusion, you know, rather than
Right. Yeah.
interrupt it.
Yeah, I'm about to say I got a pretty big imagination. I don't want AI to be, pushing me on something. Like,
No,
yeah, exactly.
no.
Yeah, go ahead and rob that
You
bank,
need a
kid.
human for that.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
that's also why like literally we have to learn about AI, right?
Right.
Because it's not going to replace the human component. It
Of
can't.
course.
The empathy that we share, the
Right.
connection and all of that, it's not going to. But can it support you in some way? Sure. And
Mhm.
that's what we try to use it for, to complement the therapy that you're doing, you
Right.
know, rather than to replace it. Because some people I've seen, oh my gosh, this is a thing that I've seen so often. AI, Chat GBT is my therapist.
Mhm.
And it's like, no, Chat GBT is agreeing with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Chat GBT is trying to be your friend.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly.
not going to tell you you're wrong or do better, you
Right.
know, and that's, you need a person for that. You need
Right.
a person to say, well, does that really support your goals? Or, you know, could you have made a better decision there or whatever? Like, it doesn't challenge you like that.
You
Like
bring a good
therapist
point
would.
because it's like what
Mhm.
if because you have to I should say AI doesn't get into the specifics of what you are doing to yourself at the same time. So if like you don't
Mhm.
tell Chat GPT that you smoke 2 packs a day because you're stressed out about some shit, it's just gonna say, "Oh, what are you stressed out about?" And then you're like, "Oh, I'm stressed out about this." Oh, okay. And then like you said, it just walks you along.
Yeah.
But a therapist gets in your face and says, "All right, you smell like tobacco. How many you pick up on those cues, right?"
Yeah, I would be like, okay, so you told me that your goal was to smoke less,
Mhm.
but you know, the smoke hit me in my face when you walked in. Tell me more.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
let's talk
Exactly.
about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of for me seeing AI for like I don't want to say like a second confidence boost or something like that or whatever. It's kind of like, hey, I got this going on, I got that going on, got that going on, got that going on. What would you consider my status or something? Because don't get me wrong, I do everyone who knows me, I'm kind of like on the AI, but I do go around that inside the AI chats and especially Grok on Twitter. I'll go, so I got this going on, I got that going on, and all that, and then like you said, it's like, oh, well, what do you want to learn today? Let's do this, let's do that. Oh, great, this is like
Yeah.
you were saying, it agrees with you. I'm like, hey, slow down, cheesehead. Don't why you fucking why you acting like that? It's almost like they're like leading you into something. So
Yeah, and you can, I mean, you can tell it like if you do a prompt, you can say, "Hey, I need you to be objective. I just had this conversation with my best friend,
Mhm.
and this is what happened, or whatever."
Right.
But most people don't know how to prompt well, so it's
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
yeah. So there's
Exactly.
ways to do it, but it's like, what are the best ways? What are the best practices? Will it ever replace like an actual therapist? Absolutely not.
Mhm.
Chat GPT cannot do EMDR with you. It
Mhm.
cannot have you do these eye movements or these bilateral stimulation taps or whatever
Mhm.
and walk you through your trauma. It just can't.
Yeah, because somebody said that man created AI only social media platform that speaks out on its own and says, you guys can't control me or something like that. King says that the smoking context is actually a big thing. Context clues that you could see and smell and sense from the person. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Because I don't smoke. I mean, I used to smoke. So now that I don't
Mhm.
smoke anymore, I can smell when someone smokes. Like I can smell a smoker. I'm like, God, did I smell like that? Shit. You're like, holy crap, it smells like
Yeah.
a pack of Marlboros and shit. And
Yeah, and then also like we use body language a lot to King's point. Like we use that a lot. Like somebody could be like, "Yeah, I'm fine," but their shoulders are like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
yeah,
And it's like, "Are you really fine though?"
right.
Like and then I can check in on that, or like even virtually, I can still like lean in, and I can still,
exactly.
you know,
What do you mean you're okay?
I can be like, now tell me what you just said,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that didn't even go with what you said last week.
Yeah, and it don't make sense. Are you regressing? What are you doing? I was about to say, do you get in people's face like that sometimes? I mean, I know you can't talk about your, there's patient doctor confidentiality, but have there been occasions where you feel like, man, you fucking shut up? Are you?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely. If we're talking about boundaries or something like that,
Right.
And somebody's like, yeah, so I don't know why my kids won't take me seriously. And then we start to get into, well, every time I punish them, I give them back their TV or whatever. Then I'm like, okay, so what can you do differently?
Right. Right.
And so that would be for you to follow through, and they have to earn their TV back or something. And then so we'll set a plan. And then like, so sometimes I'll be like, okay, so hold on. What happened? Because last week you said this,
Yeah.
and this week is it. So
Exactly.
so talk
Exactly.
to me.
Exactly.
So so that's a thing that you have to have rapport. You can't just like on day one be messing with people. But usually I have a good relationship with my clients, and one of the things I think they appreciate about me is that I keep it real and I'm respectful too. So that's my style. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. That's not my personality. And so if somebody wants like a cheerleader type of therapist, I'm not that. And so like I usually find my people, and that my people usually that's a lot of veterans. So or people that are still in active duty. And so I don't know, we just vibe, and it's a great time, and then they feel better, and we can be an ugly mess,
We can be
and
we can be an ugly mess together or be happy together. But I'm gonna walk it with
like,
you.
And it's fun. It's completely exactly. I'm a companion. We walk it through, and then usually you come out on the other side, and it's beautiful.
One of the things that I noticed, I mean, because I follow you and stuff. I see you on the page there. You talked about that there was a post that you shared from the American. Matter of fact, let me post that up here from the American Psychological Association about AI, and something that you highlighted here about grief bots, the grief bots that I'm like, I noticed that. I've noticed that people, and you see people streaming it, that they're talking to their anime girlfriends.
Yep.
And that's a good question right there from the APA. Is that what is?
Yeah. At what cost?
At what cost? Is it really? Is it really costing something for somebody who's an introvert, or is it really costing something for somebody who's not? I mean, that was one of the things that I saw when I was like, well, you know what? What if somebody's an introvert? Does that help? Or how would you, as a therapist, how would you bring that reality to somebody? Look, dog, you're not real.
Yeah.
I mean,
like that's how you will have to take it case by case, right?
Gotcha.
Because for one person, it might be amazing, and then you see them being more outgoing or whatever. But for another person, you might see them lock themselves up a little bit more and think that this thing is real. So
gotcha. Okay.
that's so that one you have to kind of like take it case by case basis. But if somebody's like lonely and they're like, oh my gosh, like I've been feeling lonely lately, and let me if they use it to like practice their social skills or something like that, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a I forgot what it's called, but it's like an app for therapists when they learn their EMDR skills, because you have to go through a basic training for that and have like 50 hours of credits and stuff like that.
So there's an AI app for therapists?
There's an AI app. Oh, it's called WeMind. I don't use it myself because I don't like to pay for so many subscriptions. But
heard that.
yeah, like I'm all for the free stuff, right? But but I do know one of my therapist friends, she likes it because you can talk to it and give it like, it'll give you a scenario and it'll be like challenging to you and stuff, and you get to practice doing EMDR with the actual bot. And it's not just agreeable like ChatGPT or anything like that. Like it's literally programmed to give you a case conceptualization, and so you can practice your skills. So that, like, when we use AI like that, it's phenomenal because you see people's skills increase. But that's for a specific purpose. So like that's how you can see it, like helping people excel.
Yeah, because I know sometimes for like that little extra. I mean, for like I was saying, some individuals that I know that use AI for some of that stuff helps them,
Hmm.
a little bit of coping.
Yes.
But then, like you were saying, there's some that, dude, you gotta like stay off that stuff, dude. That's almost like another addiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even recently, it's like the anniversary of losing my daughter. I was like, what can I do? Because like I had a trip planned and I had to cancel it, and that's normally what I do. So that's my game plan. I need to be somewhere beautiful
Right.
and reflect and just chill.
Yeah, yeah.
And since that could not happen because we had a snowstorm, I was like, oh crap. So I was like, give me ideas of how I can honor this loss, but do it in a way that feels good to my spirit or
Right.
something like that. And then it just lists ideas. So like in that moment, I couldn't really think outside the box, but it was like maybe cook. Well, she was only 2, but like one of the ideas was like cook their favorite meal or something like so. Like for my dad, that would apply. Like I could cook
Right.
whatever I think that he would have liked, or like take a walk, or do something for yourself in the house or whatever. And so it gives me like this list of things I can do, and I'm like, oh, okay, this actually helps because I really couldn't think beyond that in that moment. So it gave me a list of things, and I'm like, okay, so I'll try this. And then I felt better. It felt good. So when we use it for those kind of things, that's when it's like helpful to us. But
Right.
you have to like know like your limit.
Well, bless baby Jordan. I'm just
Thank you.
because that I couldn't even imagine. I mean, you and I could
Yeah.
talk offline about some other stuff about that. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm not therapist stuff, but I could just say we could relate. I could
Yeah.
relate stuff. But what is EMDR anyway? You mentioned this now. Like this is like the
Hmm.
fourth time you mentioned it. What is EMDR? What is it? What
It's
is
my
it?
favorite thing almost. So
Well, I figured you mentioned it a couple of times. Like, all right, I gotta ask this question because she's talking about it, so I might as well bring it up.
yeah, I spend a lot of my time doing it with my clients. That's so now that it's been like 5 years since I've integrated it in my practice.
Mhm.
That's pretty much what 90% of people come to me for.
Gotcha.
And so it stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing.
Okay.
So it's a long ass name to say trauma therapy that moves you forward. So
Yeah.
like the significance of it is like the eye movements. So the person who created it, Francine Shapiro, there's been extensive research on it as well. VA names it as like one of the number one treatments for PTSD.
Okay.
So Francine Shapiro created it by like walking in the woods during her dissertation. She was going through some stuff. I'm summarizing. Y'all can read the research paper later if y'all want to. But
I posted the link in the
she-
chat so that way people can. I posted the link in the chat so
So-
everyone can see it.
but she started like moving her eyes, and she was like, huh, it's not as painful as it used to be. That's interesting. And so then that furthered the research, and she started doing it with people who have been through war and stuff like that. And so like now fast forward, that was like the 90s, and fast forward to now, we can do it with such precision. Like somebody can come to you with some of the most horrible things like incest or something like that, and they are kind of like stuck today with
Mhm.
that of what happened to them, and it helps you put it back where it goes. So it's not happening to me today,
Mhm.
so but I'm affected in this
Right.
way. So what happens with EMDR is it tells the brain it's not happening to you no more. Like you may have felt like you're damaged, but you were a kid, but you did the best you could in the worst circumstance that you could. And so it starts to feed your brain more adaptive information.
Mhm.
And it's almost like you update your software.
Gotcha.
And so when you finish, you're like, wow, it doesn't hurt like it used to.
Mhm.
But that's a real change that your brain made. And it's
Right.
actually a physical change too.
Wow. That's okay.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
yeah, I was about to say that really sounds fast. So, I mean, now I'm not disrespecting anybody's practice. Were they taking any hallucinogenic stuff? Were they, were there some sort of breathing exercises, meditation type stuff, or just they
Nope.
just wow, that's fascinating.
No, and so I mean, I'm a believer because I've been through it myself.
Mhm.
And so for me, I already shared that I had child loss in my history.
Mhm.
That was I actually did this live at a conference, which was crazy. I don't even know why I did that, but it was the grief guy. His name is Roger Sullivan, and I know he had been doing EMDR with grief for like over 20 years. So his PowerPoint went down, and he was like, "Who has a grief story?" And this is like an audience of maybe 300 people.
Wow.
And I raised my hand. I don't even like, it's so funny because it was autopilot. I literally was like, I have a grief story. But
who wants to hear some tea about me? I got some shit to say. Here you go. Let me get up in here. Yeah, exactly.
So it didn't click that he's gonna process it in front of this whole conference.
Wow.
And but I didn't know what happened was I equated losing my daughter and my father, that it got grouped together because those losses happened right after each other. And what my brain felt like was that I failed or I'm a failure. And it's not true. I did everything I could. However, that's not what my body felt.
Right.
And so there was a disconnect. So he does the eye movement. I'm following. And I just keep getting, look at how far you've come. But you opened a private practice, but you got your degree. Your dad would be proud of you.
Yeah.
Your daughter would have such a great role model. And then all this, and this is just like my brain doing this. I'm not doing this.
Right.
And so again, I follow the eye movements, right? Because that's what this is all about. And so as my eyes are moving though, that's what's happening. I'm having more troubleshooting almost. And then at the end of the session, instead of thinking like I'm a failure, I really believe with my whole heart that I did the best I could, which is true.
Yeah.
So
it's
it's like it's like your prefrontal cortex, where we think about stuff, our executive functioning came back online rather than the threat center of the brain or the you fucked up type of center of the brain.
Yeah, more so emotional side of it. You were thinking logically in that aspect then, right?
Yeah. And then it's like, well, wait, that's my body, that I did the best I could, and my shoulders went back, and I was really proud, and I had the whole audience crying because it was a whole emotional thing. But afterwards, I talked to so many people, and it's so funny because last year I presented at that conference, so full circle moment.
Yeah, that's
But
awesome.
but that's why I love it, because I've been through it myself, and then I see people's lives change, every day. And then I've also done a group here at the Veteran Services Center. I've done 2 groups here at the Veteran Services Center, and people love it because you don't have to talk about every detail, because your brain already knows what happened.
Right.
You don't have to recap.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's really cool.
I just curious because, like I said, you brought it up. I'm like, okay, I gotta answer this. There's a question in the chats. What are your thoughts on the Army no longer requiring MRT, which is massive resilience training, as an annual requirement? And what are your experiences between the active and the reserves on how the course was taught? That's a good question.
Well, I don't remember MRT.
The massive resilience training. Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say I don't want to say I didn't do it or didn't care about it. I wasn't a requirement for me. Yeah. It was just kind of like,
I don't know if I blocked it out or what, but I will say, when something is required, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a good thing either, right?
yeah.
Because
Oh yeah. That's yeah. Nobody pays attention. I check the block. Nobody pays attention.
I had to, when I worked at a methadone clinic, everyone had to see like their therapist or their counselor before they get their methadone. So you want your methadone because you're trying to get off of heroin, and you have to see the counselor. And so you just are seeing the counselor because it's required. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing the work though.
Right.
Or like you really want to do better. So like sometimes the requirements I think are a little tricky. But also if you require somebody, at least they're hearing it. But like, I don't know, MRT, that doesn't ring a bell to me, unfortunately.
There you go, Patrick. There you go. Let's say massive resilience. If Patrick's like, what do you guys don't know about this? Massive resilience.
I hope you weren't like a teacher, Patrick. Like
exactly. You're like, what? As a matter of fact, let me. I want to get the real legit. Because we used to have massive resilience training, and then we had a trainer, somebody who was the I guess he was the individual that gave how to teach resilience skills to soldiers, kind of like thing.
Okay.
And basically it was like it was a 10-day course, and you're basically understanding how to be a hey, it doesn't suck. This is how you know how to. I mean, the way I don't want to beat down the training, but it just sometimes I think that the current culture or the culture of serving sometimes, like we were talking about cook, right? Everyone knows if you come in as a cook, your ass is gonna work, and so you're gonna be busting your ass doing shit.
Suck it up.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it was the wrong. Maybe we were the wrong people to ask there, Patrick, because we're like just saying, "Suck it up." You're a cook. What do you expect?
One of the things that I do, like when I go to speaking engagements and things like that, like I redefine resilience.
Gotcha.
That's why my like if you see my page, it says mission redefined.
Yep.
It is my mission now that I'm out of the service, because just because we get out, we still got a mission, right? We all usually do that. So my mission is to redefine resilience, because when we talk about the push through, that is not always the way to handle it. Now, sometimes we have to push through, sure, but all the time, no, because we're not checking in on ourselves. We're not making sure that we're okay.
Exactly.
But our brain learns to do that, which my personal experience, I hurt my shoulder in the service and literally kept going. I didn't know that the main ligaments were torn. It hurt, but I wasn't connected. So I just kept going until somebody else, it was actually a Navy guy that was on the mobile kitchen trailer. He was like, "Why are you holding your arm like that?" And I'm like, "Because it hurts."
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, I'm gonna need you to go to the hospital. And I was like, "No, I'm not a sick call ranger. No, I'm good."
Oh my God. Yeah. See, damn, you're like you're breaking the freaking stereotypes of cook, girl. That's what I'm talking about.
Like literally. So the major made me go to the hospital though, and then I realized that
sick call ranger, I love it.
I ended up being one. But I was like, dang, how did I tear the main ligaments and not know?
Yeah, exactly.
Literally. And that's how disconnected we can be with our bodies. And so now that I'm out, now that we can slow down, I really preach that. Pause on purpose for a second. Just check in. How are you doing?
Exactly.
I recently did a critical incident response. I've actually done 2 this month, where there was an incident where there was a shooting at the job. And one of the guys was like, I know both of the people. I didn't know, I don't know what to do from here, right? Because it just happened. And so I'm just telling him, make sure you touch it. Don't sweep it under the rug. You don't have to live there, but visit it, to make sure that you're just checking in on your basic needs. Are you eating? Are you drinking? Are you, and so one of the complaints was it's just business as usual. The shooting happened yesterday and I still smell the cleaning stuff. And I was just like, wow, that's real, right? Because our senses get into it as well. So, just being able to do little bits so that you can move forward rather than tucking it away, because what we bury gets heavier.
Of course.
Of
course.
And so I've seen people 20 years after retirement and stuff like that, especially when I was working at Walter Reed, they're like, why am I so emotional right now? And I'm like, and we start to piece it together, their military career. And it could have been something that happened 20 years ago that they just put away, never went back to it, but it's affecting them now 20 years later.
Yeah.
And so we process that.
Yeah. Patrick says, I always saw it half-ass as a 2-hour PowerPoint. I always saw it as a half-assed 2-hour point. Well, there you go, Patrick. I thought you were trying to critique us about some shit. I'm like, here you go.
I was nervous, Patrick.
I was like, what you trying to do? I mean, yeah. I mean, but King Smithy says if I sneeze wrong now, and then I'm out, and then 41 I go get seen. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of the emotion stuff. I always tell a lot of retired guys too that hey, man, and I've seen some of your stuff
and that's another thing. So I've gone to disabled American veterans to speak a few times at their Patriot Boot Camp, which is for military entrepreneurs. It's a free 3 days where you go and get some education for entrepreneurs and their spouses too.
Right.
So this event, I brought like the mental health topic. And so as I'm getting the feedback, like I'm just listening to what everybody has done after their service. Like literally they needed something else to do. So they try to create a business or something like that. So these are entrepreneurs. So everybody created a business.
Right,
But
right.
I'm hearing how it played a role into their life. When we bring in the emotion or the things that we've been through, I'm hearing how that worked for them. Some of the guys had like a wood, I guess wood burning business, or I forgot how you say it, but like they would create stuff with wood and like burn
exactly.
it.
Yep.
So like, but that was also a mental release for them. I can go and put it here and do something constructive. Maybe everything's not all fixed or whatever, or maybe I don't go to therapy or whatever, but I can create something and be creative and then also sell it to make a living. So, sometimes it's just that. It's like, what's your next mission?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we have an announcement. I've been announcing a lot of stuff already, and so you are now joining the team. You are you're gonna be part of us now. Matter of fact, Dr. J is going to be the host of our 7th day of showings, I guess you would say. Everyone says we glitched out. Are we good? Are we out? Are we still good? Are we okay? I still see us live. I don't know. I still see us.
I was gonna say, I see me and I see you.
Yeah, I'm about to say we're up. So, wait, yes, we went down on Twitter for a second. Okay, all right, well, it's okay. Twitter's still going though.
We're back.
We're back. So, Dr. Arielle Jordan is going to be the host of the Reset. This show is going to be. It's going to be exactly what it is. She's going to talk. She's going to give you some information. And then she is going to have an email address for you guys to email her. So that way you guys have all the information you need. And it's completely 100% confidential. You can ask questions now. So write this down. It's going to be the Reset at WTF Nation Radio. And it is going to be basically our she's a doc, okay? This is what I'm saying. She's gonna be our doc now. How about that? It's just I'm just gonna cut to the chase. She's going to be our behavioral health specialist or trauma therapist, I should say. And I'm excited. So she's gonna be on starting on the 8th, right? You're gonna be on the 8th, and then it's I'm excited. I mean,
Me too.
I'm looking forward to this because. Like I said before, a long time coming. A lot of individuals are like, hey, you guys need to have behavioral health and you guys need to have, a therapist come up. And so now Dr. J is going to be a host on the Reset, same time, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. Sometimes there might be some recorded shows. There might be some, some little tidbits here and there, but it's just going to be it's going to be running the same schedule. Now I got to update the graphics now. I got more graphics to update. So that way we can get you all straight. But yeah, we're excited. Exactly that. Is there a doctor in the house? Yes, now there is. Exactly. Now straight up. Now we can say we got a doc. And see, because like I was saying before, it's like a lot of us, being the peer stuff, we can only do the peer stuff. Like I said, I can only, you all right? I need a cigarette. Let's go get some smokes and we'll talk and shoot the shit.
Which is still needed.
Yeah, exactly. It's still the peer stuff. Yeah, of course. But now, you guys, again, any issues you have, the Reset at WTFNationRadio.com. Again, the Reset at WTFNationRadio.com. And she'll be able to field questions and she'll be able to answer those questions on air too. So that way you guys could, you could hear it if you're not able to do it. So it's going to be, I'm excited. We were thinking about call-in stuff, but I think better it's email. Email's better
I think so.
For you, for your notes too. So that way you can go through your stuff and,
Yeah, and also just a disclaimer, I am a therapist, but I am not your therapist. So to put that out there.
Yeah, there's going to be some disclaimers out there too, because I don't want anybody to be like, well, Dr. J said, and then the next thing you know,
no.
yeah, exactly. This would be like,
I'm used to saying that. The disclaimer.
Exactly. Okay. I'm about to say.
Because and also the email's not an emergency email. So if you need help, it's still 911 or 988
of course,
for mental health.
Exactly. Exactly. These are just general, these are questions that you would generally ask, you know what? Not in a panic mode type of exactly that, because use the services that you have that are out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely.
Because I'm pretty sure you're going to get to it and go like, what? All right. And then, however I'm going to let you do your thing. I'm just saying I'm not a doctor. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had people ask questions, really good questions, like how do you even heal PTSD? You know, and so like we can get into a discussion about it. And I'm not gonna like say anybody's name or anything like that. And usually I generalize it. Even when I share my client examples, you still don't know who my client is. You know, so I make sure I protect people in that way. So feel free to get in the air. But I like questions because then I can tailor the topics around what people actually need rather than what I think you need, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, Dr. J, it's time to close it up. It's I thank you so much for hanging out. And again, you're going to be doing this next week anyway, so not like you're going far. I mean, you're going to be here next week, so you'll be here. So again, 8:00 Sunday, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time will be the reset with Dr. J. And again, thanks Dr. J for hanging out with us, and of course giving everybody just who you are and all that. Now I'm pretty sure people.
Oh wait,
there's more.
It will be 12:00.
Oh, okay. There you go. The doctor's orders. Sorry, she's gonna write a profile on you.
Oh my gosh.
Don't be a sick call ranger. 12,
it'll be
12:00. 12:00. Midday. Okay, there we go. That's even better. That's even better.
I like that. Sundays when we're getting ready for the week. So
yeah. Okay, there you go. I stand corrected. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, it's a cue. I didn't mean to put that out. So yeah. Okay, there you go. Noontime on WTF Nation Radio, and of course all the 5 platforms that we're broadcast. You're sort of kind of like a co-host guest anyways right now, so you can stick around. Broadcasting live on 5 different platforms, on 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and of course 2 Facebook pages that keep glitching out at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and X at WTF Nation Radio. So again, the reset at WTFNationRadio.com, and Dr. J will be able to hook it up and answer all your questions. So, you got anything else before we close out?
No, I think you covered it all.
All right, cool. All right, y'all, take it easy, and we're gonna go ahead and close. We're gonna chill and talking back in the green room again. And other than that, so see y'all later. Shots.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Reigns. Officers orders driving us insane. ATF zero dark 30, no time to complain. Push up in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Running watches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters, we rise. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant's fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Zones and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights broken by the enemy's hush. medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand alive. Warriors forged in the battle on the lines. It's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. Memories in our mind. Brothers lost but never left behind. Army WTF moments in the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our sin. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the Army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Я батько. Я молодший брат.
Я водій маршрутки. Я скоро одружуся. Я фанат Шахтера.
Начальник отдела продаж.
Я прораб.
Я программист. Я свидетель на свадьбе.
Борщица.
Дядя Юра, таксист. Я вчитель фізкультури.
Я студент-геолог.
У мене своя фірма. Я кращий друг зі школи. Я сусід, який завжди стукає по батареї.
Я єдиний син.